we have a void, a breakdown. Jones versus Stipe. This fight finally happened. Beautiful technique from Jon Jones, not overextending. Arm is up, head there, jab to the body. And this is a story of Jon Jones. What makes him so great is him using this teep. Jon Jones is going to push him this way, and Stipe has no post. That's why Jon Jones is taking this hand and also push him this way. So that's why this trip works. It's a beautiful trip. This is one of the things that makes Jon Jones so dangerous, is that he has the length and the reach where you can just stab that in there all fucking day. Boom. And this was the ending shot. Jon Jones signature being dynamic. Beautiful spinning back kick. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Boom. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a void, a breakdown. Jones versus Stipe. This fight finally happened. And there was no surprise for me. I knew Jon Jones was going to win. You know, there is a puncher's chance, but Jon Jones does a good job of negating any type of like shootouts, meaning that you're not going to see Jon Jones do like a 6-3-2, 6-3-2, 3-9 or 10. He doesn't really get in a dust cloud or a shootout. So, but we're going to break down this void video. If you guys are new, trying to make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know when we go live. Now, a lot of criticism over this fight, because when you look at Stipe hasn't been fighting for a very, very long time. The last time he fought was during COVID-19, and his last loss was to Francis Ngannou. And here we go right here. I think it was the biggest thing too. Even though they're the same height, this is the factor that gives Jon Jones the ability to dictate and keep the void in the range against Stipe. Another thing, 42, you know, a lot of people, you know, I don't want to bring this up. And here's this too. He's ranked 8th in the heavyweight division. He is a legend, 20-4, great record. And Jon Jones, he's getting up there as well. But this was the X factor, I feel like, because he can negate. You saw each time Stipe tried to get across the distance into the void, Jon Jones would go like this. Nope, not happening. Not today. Nope, no. So that was the biggest thing. And that's what everybody's going to have to deal with when they fight Jon Jones. Even at light heavyweight, they're going to have to deal with it. I think Alex Gustafsson was the only person who was able to, you know, outbox and outmaneuver Jon Jones, but then Jon Jones took him down and passed his guard and elbowed the fuck out of him. So, but that was the biggest thing. 84.5-inch reach to Stipe's 80-inch reach. All right, and there's Jon Jones. You know, Jon Jones, he can fight both, you know, southpaw, orthodox. He came out southpaw. He also went back to orthodox, but he went back and forth. And there's Jon Jones in the orthodox position. Mix up the jab, but beautiful technique from Jon Jones, not overextending. Arm is up, head there, jab to the body. Different option, hitting the body, disrupting the diaphragm, disrupting the breathing of Stipe Miocic. And Jon Jones was faster than Stipe. And I said this earlier in the breakdown, I felt like Jon Jones wasn't as fast when he was younger at light heavyweight, which is, it's given because as we get older, we get slower. Some people get faster, and people say, well, he's at heavyweight now. When I fight at 125, I put on, you know, 20 pounds and fight at 135, and I'm still as fast. So you can't say just because he puts more weight on him gets slower. That's not the case. Want you to know this video is sponsored by PrizePicks, and boys, we had so many picks on PrizePicks and we landed on 2 actually. If you want to play some PrizePicks and play the game, it's a daily fantasy sports game that you can play directly from your phone. All you gotta do is go to your app store, download PrizePicks, and when you do that, make sure you use my promo code MIGHTY. They have a cool promotion going on right now. You play $5 and you're going to win $50 no matter what happens in your lineup. So we went with Paul Gregg landing 9.5 significant strikes. He landed way more than that. Then we went with Michael Chandler landing 28.5 significant strikes. He landed way more than that. And then we went with Jon Bones Jones not landing 2.5 takedowns. He would have to land 3 takedowns. And I figured if Jon Jones was able to take Stipe down 1 or 2 times, he probably would finish him. He almost finished Stipe in the first round with the elbows from top, trying to do that 12-6, but we were able to clear out some bang, chitty, bang, bang, made some money off PrizePicks, and you guys can win money too, or enjoy yourself by making the game a little more interesting when you have some picks in your lineup. So once again, go to your app store, download PrizePicks, use promo code MIGHTY. Cool promotion going on right now. Play $5, you're gonna win $50 no matter whatever happened in this lineup. I mean, some people might say he gets slower, but I don't think he does. I think the age is a factor, and that's okay. A lot of people think just because you get older, It's okay to get slower. It's part of evolution. Okay. But beautiful shot from Jon Jones. Jab to the body. Let's continue. Mix up the shots. I love that with Jon Jones. He was very dynamic in there, and that's what makes Jon Jones so damn good. Is he's very dynamic. And here's his takedown. This is a judo takedown. Jon Jones is able. He threw a kick, and he was able to get to a position. And how do you combat this? Because I had a guy in my jiu-jitsu, in my MMA gym, a Bilal, a Spider Kid. He would do it to me. But once they do it to you, you kind of understand. It's just a balance. You just gotta. Stipe's got to push his weight that way, but Jon Jones does a good job of capturing his head with Muay Thai plum, and his hands are there, so he's blocking him. And then this is what's taking him. He's taking off that post from Stipe. So Jon Jones is going to push him this way, and Stipe has no post. That's why Jon Jones is taking this hand and also pushing him this way. So that's why this trip works. It's a beautiful trip. Sekiyama does this trip a lot. So I've seen this trip done before. So the way Jon Jones moved to set it up was absolutely perfect. Flow, and he passed guard immediately. And he could have jumped to armbar if he wanted to, but, you know, beautiful technique from Jon Jones for being able to do this to Stipe. And, you know, Jon Jones was a little bit step ahead of Stipe. And Jon Jones has always been more dynamic in his fights than Stipe has. Stipe is good, but he hasn't really shown a lot of dynamic in his striking. And when he fights, it's pretty much straightforward. You look at the fight when he fought Alistair Overeem, when he fought Francis, when he fought Daniel Cormier 2 times. You know, you're never going to see, I don't think I've ever seen Stipe pop, 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 you know, move, you know, do a double leg. It's more of a traditional heavyweight, I guess you can say. Let's continue. But beautiful work from Jon Jones. Beautiful takedown. No effort. And then there, good picture. Right here, there's Jon Jones passing guard, trying to keep control of the head. Good job of grabbing the crown of the head, because when you grab the crown, it's harder for the head to move. And he's doing a good job pushing the knees to this side, turning his hips this way. Very good. And Jon Jones taking advantage. And there's Stipe with his hand above his head. The one thing I will say I was impressed by in this fight was Stipe's guard retention. He was able to get Jon Jones back to full guard and then stop, you know, the elbows. And there is Jones right here. This is the problem with a lot of people. It's kind of like you do it this way, or you don't. I don't like punching from here because you're able to. So Stipe needs to bring this hand in the inside, right? Create that frame. The cage is there, and then obviously all this space right here, Jones is giving it to him, where he can bring this hand as a frame and push him away. You saw Stipe do it a couple times, and then shrimp and push himself that way. But I like to pass guard from here and then start my punches, because you have to, you know, it's just the way Matt Hume built me. Matt Hume was like, there's no point in punching here. You're wasting your fucking time. Just pass guard, and then you can do whatever you want with him. But you saw Jones stay in this position, which is half guard, and rain down his punches. And there is Gordon Ryan right there, giving him instructions with the nice rolly. And there's Stipe eating the hammer fist. Stipe was one tough son of a gun. He took Jon Jones' best shot and was able to beat him. And here he is again. Jon Jones doing a good job. Passing guard on this side. The cage doesn't give Jon Jones the opportunity. And Stipe is trying to shrimp this way. Trying to get his knee back in there. And I think Stipe retained his guard. If Jon Jones would go here and push this knee this way, he doesn't have to worry about the hands. But then you have to deal with this frame. But it's part of the grappling game. And, you know, Stipe did have a couple good shots in there. Here's a beautiful shot that he landed against Jon Jones, the right hand. And Jon Jones' weight's going that way. So it wasn't like a full Jon Jones coming into the shot. But you can see right there, Jon Jones has his hands over. I love, like, you guys are never, the UFC is never going to fix the problem with eye pokes or open hands. It's because as a natural reaction for a human being, when we don't want something to come to our face, we go like this. We put our hands out, right? So we're always open our hands. Jon Jones does it all the time. I do it too when I fight. So good thing he didn't get poked in the eye there. And beautiful right hand from Stipe. I mean, Stipe had a couple good shots in the fight, but it's going to take a little bit more than that to take out Jones. And there's another shot him hitting Jones with a beautiful right hand. Come and see where he's looking. Beautiful shot from Stipe. Beautiful shot from the producer for finding this one. And this is a story of Jon Jones. What makes him so great is him using this teep. He did it against almost everybody. Teep in the body, forcing Stipe to do something. And the thing that it does is if Stipe tried to punch him, he gets exposed that this lands, right? Or Stipe has to block it with an X block and make a guess, because the way Jon Jones throws his teep, it almost looks like a high kick. He did the same thing to DC. He was throwing the high kick, throws the teep, and then went high, and then DC guessed wrong and got knocked out. But this is a good neutralizer to keep somebody from coming forward, and he stabs it in there. And each time he stabbed it, you can see that Stipe would have to address it. But this is what makes Jones so difficult. In order to nullify this, you have to dance around out the outside and feint and force Jon Jones to make guesses. Then Jon Jones is gonna, plot across the void. You gotta make him guess and move, get on his feet, and show. When Jon Jones throws his teeth, you gotta either try to jab, elbow it, like boom, sachet it, or sachet it that way. That's how you beat that. Or you sachet it, you catch it, and you run it the takedown. But it's a very hard thing. But you have to, and this is also a good range finder for Jon Jones too. It's like, okay, he's there, stab, stab. Now I know where he's at, and I can do my jab or my right hand. So it's a very easy move to beat, but you have to be light on your feet. You got to be moving. You almost can't let Jon Jones know where you're at. I was talking to another athlete about this, is that right now, when you're in this position, I don't want him to know. I want to go invisible, meaning that he has to guess where I'm at, even though he sees me, but he doesn't know exactly where I am at. Let's continue. And there it is, throwing that kick again. Same thing. Jones can go to the body or can go high, but he likes to stab it in there. Right there. And there it is, stabbed immediately right in there. And look, right? It's almost a free shot because it looks like he's, it looks like he's throwing from southpaw, but it's a push kick. It's a stab in there. And it gets Stipe's hands busy. So even if Stipe wanted to try to hit him, he's got his hands up, and that's going to land. Even though he blocked it, it still lands. So this is one of the things that makes Jon Jones so dangerous, is that he has the length and the reach where you can just stab that in there all fucking day. So like I said before, if you want to beat this, you have to be on your horse. You have to be moving and guess. Kind of like how Tom Aspinall moves. Like when I watch Tom Aspinall move for heavyweight, he moves pretty damn good. He's light on his feet. He does get hit when his head's up high, but he moves on his feet when he's trying to figure out his entry point into the void. But this right here is something that makes Jon Jones so damn dangerous, because he's so fucking long. So long. And the reason why I know how to deal with that is because I'm a shorter fighter, and I've dealt with fighting longer guys my whole entire career. So, and right here, this is the biggest thing I tell you guys right here. So if you guys watch my breakdown, when somebody's trying to get away from you, the one thing that leaves behind is the legs, because Stipe is not going to reach him with his hands, right? Jones' hand is up. He's pushing him away. He's just going to run away, right? And this is when you leg kick him, right? Watch Dominic Cruz versus Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo did a good job of, he knew Dom was going to run. So Henry Cejudo go bullshit, hard leg kick. Bullshit, hard leg kick. And that's what you do to someone like Jon Jones, who's going to negate that reaction, because he's not going to let Stipe get close to him, right? But he leaves his legs behind because he's got to push himself away, and he's extending himself. Jon Jones can do an elbow coming back, but he's not. It's going to be hard for him to do a hard right hand to counter Stipe. So, but this is the biggest thing that Tom Aspinall is going to have to deal with if he ever gets the opportunity to fight Jon Jones, is this position right here. But if Tom Aspinall watches that, you can bait this too. You bait this, and then when Jon Jones goes, you give the hardest fucking leg kick you can to punish him from running away from you. And Danny King Dad's done it to me before too. I pushed away and he leg kicked me. And I was like, he's making me run. Then I was able to mix it up. And there's Jon Jones going that high kick, traditional. I was saying this watching the fight. Stipe keeps his hands so low that he has to make a guess. He has to either get up high or whatnot. And then there's Jones, beautiful left hook. I mean, once again, he's so much longer. He can do that and still back up and hit him. And look at that. Look at that thumb in his eyeball. That's why I hate those fucking gloves. Thumb in the eyeball, but look, and his eyes are watching. He's got the range advantage. I mean, 4 inches. That's a big difference. Beautiful left hook from Jon Jones. Right, and then once again, Jon Jones is going to run this way. Even though Stipe's behind the shoulder, Jon Jones is going to run this way. So this is when you don't try to reach him. You just walk in, and then he's going to run, and you follow him. That way, when he turns to face you, you're able to fight. Or you're not going to be able to catch him. You throw that hard leg kick once again because he's going to run. And typically, you want to be in this position in a fight, but you want to be in this position when he's not running because he's going to get away. And he did every single time. Stipe would try to get any type of offense off when they would fight. It's 2XL. Big boy. Boom. And there's a beautiful shot from Jon Jones from southpaw, it looks like. Unless he did a jab. I mean, the way the shoulders look, it looks like it's a cross because he's like this. A jab typically boom. So beautiful cross if he's from southpaw from Jon Jones. I mean, the length of him is just he's so... I think people don't really put into perspective of how big Jon Jones is. And then there's a right hand from Jon Jones. And I believe this one hurt Stipe. And like I said, I was not surprised that Jon Jones was able to beat Stipe because when you look at the context of thing, like I've been knocked out by one person, which is Adrian Reyes. Stipe has been knocked out by multiple people. He's been knocked out from DC. He's been knocked out from Francis. And now Jon Jones. And I feel like somebody else is knocked out Stipe. Let me see real quick. So it's not like what Jon Jones has done hasn't been done before. Like if he would have taken Stipe, threw his ass up in the air and caught him in the armbar, then now it's like, holy shit. But he didn't do that. But let me take a look. As I'm sitting here, like we're breaking the fight down and all that stuff. So he's been knocked out. The last time Stipe fought was 2021. He got knocked out by Francis Ngannou. He's also been knocked out by Daniel Cormier, and he's also been knocked out by Stefan Struve. So he's been knocked out 4 times in his career. So this what happened to him is nothing. It's already been done before. But beautiful shot from Jon Jones going off the angle, lands that beautiful right hand. Boom. And this was the ending shot. Jon Jones' signature being dynamic. Beautiful spinning back kick. Yeah, that's all she wrote. I mean, as the fight was going on, I mean, it was just Jon Jones having his way with his opponent, which I've always felt that with Jon Jones, like when he would fight at light heavyweight, when he fought Dominic Reyes and when he fought, Santos, I felt like, the athletic ability of those guys was a little harder for him to deal with. And who knows if he was motivated, but beautiful side kick from spinning back kick from Jon Jones. It didn't hit the liver. It hit the floating rib on the far side, and beautiful technique from Jon Jones. Perfectly placed too. Big ass foot. And there's another thing, right? I mean, it's there's nothing you can, the only thing Stipe could do, but Stipe wasn't, you got to be on your feet. You got to be moving. You have to move. And that's a lot of things that MMA guys don't have, is that you have to move, right? Like when somebody's trying to walk you down, go forward, go backwards, head movement, jab to the body, jab, head. He's going to run, leg kick. Like you have to come together with a strategy when you're going to fight somebody who's dynamic like Jon Jones. You can't be like, I'm going to hit him with the one hand. You're not going to get close enough to get him. You have to come up with a decisive game plan. Even when you fight me, when I fought Adrian the first time, he's okay. I'm not going to give Demetrious Johnson the opportunity to get across the void. And when he does, I'm going to capitalize on him. What does he do? He throws a flying knee. I go over here and right. He catches him I go for the shot. He throws an uppercut, catches me in a trap. I try to get up. He does a knee to a grounded opponent, which is league over 1 championship, knocks me out. So for Stipe not to come out there and You know, okay, here we go. Jon Jones versus Stipe. I'm ready to move, jab. Okay, jab, okay. Inside 9. Like, you have to be dynamic, right? And Stipe has never been one of those guys who've been dynamic on their feet. So, like I said, like, I wasn't surprised. But beautiful shot from Jon Jones. And there's Jon Jones celebrating, once again, retaining his title at heavyweight. So he's defended the belt at light heavyweight, and he's also defended the belt at heavyweight. Awesome. And here's a copy strike count. Let's take a look. He landed 37 to 96. Crazy. 96. Look at that percentage, though. That's pretty insane, actually. 80% of his shots, 1 takedown, pretty much fucking perfect. That's like really, really high. I mean, Stevie's not that bad either. 41%. It's pretty good. Really good, actually. He beat him in round 3. In round 3, time 429. Yep, and you know, Stipe is gonna retire now. I mean, he did retire. Shout out to Stipe Miocic, one of the best to ever do it at a heavyweight. You know, long layoff, and he shouldn't feel bad about anything, right? He fought one of the best in the world, Jon Jones. You know, yeah, good fight, brother. Good fight. And I have nothing but love for Stipe. I would have just loved to see Stipe be more active before taking that fight, just to stay fresh, guys. Like, you know, anybody who takes, you know, I say the last time he fought was 2021, so it's been 3 years. Anybody takes that much time off, you're football player, basketball player, whatever it may be, you're gonna be a little bit rusty. I just want to double check how long it's been. So last time he fought was March 27, 2021. So about 3 years. I feel, yeah, we're in November. So almost like 3 years. So it's, you know, and prior to that, he didn't fight to 2021. Like, he would fight once a year. Once a year. He fight in 2021, 2019, 2018, 2017, 20, like, I wish he would have just a little bit more active before taking that fight against Jon Jones. But here he is, the young god, Tom Aspinall, looking at Jon Jones. I would like to see that fight. I think that's the fight that needs to happen next. But we'll talk about that in the Mighty Cast, which will be dropping. The guest is MMA Guru, and we're gonna sit there. We're gonna vibe out and talk about this whole dynamic duo that's going on. And here it is, Dana White. Big W for Dana White says, there's no effing way I make the Pijeda fight. We'll see if Dana White keeps true to his word. And I agree with Dana White. I think you make Alex versus Magomed Ankalaev. Then you do Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. If Jon Jones beats Tom Aspinall and Alex Pijeda beats Ankalaev, then you do the super fight between these guys. Because there's no point. I mean, if Alex didn't have anybody to fight, then yes, I say you make this match. Okay, but Jon Jones has somebody who's young, who's healthy, who's a heavyweight champion of the world, who's ready to fight. And then you have a guy like Alex Pijeda, who has a contender, number 1 contender, Ankalaev, who's young and healthy, ready to fight. You match that up, and then you do this big super fight. But Jon Jones has stated that he doesn't want to risk his legacy against a young, dangerous athlete who's here today and gone tomorrow. And once again, we'll talk about a little bit more of that in the Mighty Cast. But we'll see if Dana White keeps his word, and we'll see. And here we go, right here. Total fights win as a world championship, -15. So I'm above GSP. Mine should be here because I won 15 world titles. They don't always count the shit I did outside the octagon. But yeah, there it is right there. 16 total title wins. Absolute insane. Absolute insane. In 2 divisions. 2 divisions. 2 divisions. Don't think he was 2 divisions. 2 divisions. Not 2 divisions. Not 2 divisions, I believe. 2 divisions. 1 division. 1 division. So, but absolutely amazing by Jon Jones. 16 title fight wins. I'm at 15. Jones GSP's at 13. Etc. etc. Yeah, Amazing career so far from Jon Jones. And if Jon Jones was to retire, I wouldn't be mad at him. I would not be mad at him. And that's the end of it, boys. So, boys, if you enjoyed this void breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you guys thought about this. Very interesting way, but I just feel like Stipe wasn't dynamic enough to be able to beat Jon Jones, somebody who's very, very dynamic and intelligent in the game. And if you don't have that, it's going to be a long, long night for you. So, boys, we'll see you at the next video.